the front pages of the newspapers and what they report. And you can send in your messages based on the conversations we're having over here and let us know what you think. Your thoughts, very much welcome here on the show. Our WhatsApp line is very active. You can send your messages over there, and also you can do so on our social media pages. It's Joy Prime. On Facebook, we're streaming live, and you can drop your messages over there in real time. And of course, we've got our guest in the studio. I'll be introducing them to you in a couple of minutes. And before that, let's say a big thank you to Nutri Snacks, always giving us the opportunity to be here. And it's the best you can have. It's delicious and it's nutritious as well. Go to the market, the supermarket, and anywhere in the shops you can find yourself, you need to ask of Nutri Snacks, and trust me, you will never regret it. And also do well to make sure you're buying for the rest of the family as well. This Christmas season, you need to show a lot of love, and you want to go ahead and make sure you also grab yours and show some love. Big Chef Junior is on its way. We're getting closer and closer to putting the contestants together to show you the recipes they have put together. Of course, the judges will be there to give them tough times and good times. And so you want to be a part of it. We're going to be communicating to you, and exactly we're going to begin with the reality show. So this is the place to be if you're out there and you need some recipes in your kitchen. These kids are putting together something beautiful for you, and so you want to just hold on tight and enjoy the very best of it when it comes. At 7:30 on Sundays, it's all about winning some money. It's all about some disappointment. It's all about some entertainment as well. As we bring you, as always, Step Up. It's the only place that you can play a game and win some money for yourself and also get to be entertained as well. So please do well to watch at 7:30 p.m. every Sunday. George Quay and Mercury Quay will be there to make sure to drive you throughout that experience. You don't want to miss out on that one. So our very own Afia Asantewa is engaging in a sing-a-thon. Now, what is going to happen is that she's going to be doing this for a couple of days. We're looking at 24th to the 27th of this month, and she's doing over 9 hours of singing Ghanaian music. She's doing approximately 3,200 songs, all made here in Ghana, and that's a lot if you ask me. But indeed, she is ready to actually do us proud, and so the Guinness Book of Records will be looking forward to that. Now, the venue has been changed from the Aviation Social Center to the Akwaba Village at the airport, and that's where the venue is going to be for this time. And so please, if you are thinking of going to the Aviation Social Center, it's been changed, and Multimedia Group is official sponsor. I'm talking about media sponsor for the whole event. And so GTA says that they also need to make some input, and they've decided to make a change with regards to the venue. So please, the venue this time will be at the Akwaba Village Airport. Let's all go there and support her, and back on this journey of making Ghana proud. It's going to be very, very exciting. And Prime Morning, the entire Multimedia Group, were the official media sponsor, like I said earlier. And so, yes, that's what it is. But in between time, I'll be sharing with you some things, including what Afia, our very own Afia Nocturnal, is about to put together on the 23rd of December. You don't want to miss out on that. Now, let me introduce my guest in the studio, and then we'll go to the front page of the newspapers, and then we'll delve into the major issues, which will include the anti-LGBT gay bill. And so look out for that conversation as well. And, well, in the studio this morning, ladies and gentlemen, as always, Palgrave Boakye-Danquah is here representing the NPP government, and it's looking good already. He's here this morning, looking all green. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Good morning, KMJ. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too. I like the outfit. Rosalie also commented on it. And,
thank you.
I think
it's done by AZ Code.
AZ Code.
Yes, it's owned by my sister and the husband.
Oh, is it?
So they clothe me every morning.
Oh, we never knew this. Adel, did you know about that? Maybe you should be asking.
It's at Kanda, just behind the post office.
Okay.
Yes,
this is beautiful.
Yes, thank you so much.
Adel, you would want to be in one?
You seen the boot?
I'm still in the.
So you wanted to say where the boot is?
I'm still in the birthday mood.
Have you seen the sneakers?
I'm still in the birthday mood.
Oh, as for the birthday, we're even going to celebrate it properly.
Celebrating the birthday.
You see the sneakers?
Very, very nice.
Hey, A combination alone.
And expensive.
The sneaker for day here.
Oh boy, but it's always good to see you. Adel Ibn Sheick Umar Ibrahim is National Communications member of the NDC and Director of Operations Greater Accra Youth Wing, and he's always here representing the NDC, and of course he's looking forward to 2024 where we go to the polls. Adel, good to see you again.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Maybe I should be saying Sheick now.
So the Sheick is for my dad.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
That's your surname.
So Adel is basically the name. People have gotten used to Adel, but the actual name is
Adel.
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 Adel is Ain. We don't have Ain in English, so Adel, A is the nearest you can get, but it's actually Ain, Adel, which means just. You know, Allahu Adel means God is just.
Okay.
And then Ibn means the son of. So Adel Ibn, Adel, the son of Sheick Umar Ibrahim.
Are you kidding?
Yes.
Me? Oh, no, this is good. This is really good. I like it. I like to get to know things like that.
You know, right?
Okay, so your dad should be proud. I mean, really. And it's always good to see you also here this morning. You're on the show. And we're going to be getting into the major issues. Before that, let me run through the front pages of the newspapers real quick, and then we'll get into that. Daily Graphic this morning is reporting on the issue of tax evasion case. K. Ofori, CEO exonerated. That's ministry targets 50% turnout in district level election. Also on the front page this morning, UPSA honors First Lady Justices Bamford Adel, Theodora Wood, and yes, the President, His Excellency, was there to support the wife. It was a very beautiful scene, I must say. Leveraged local capital for lithium or other minerals. Kwame Pianin, second coming of Nkrumah, 120 Pan-African cast enacts vintage play. That's also in page 13. And Latif is putting that together. I just can't wait for that as well. That's the front page of the Daily Graphic this morning. Daily Guide is also reporting a couple of issues. It says Bagbin jabs OSP. And Baumia preaches peace in Boko. First Lady, two others honored. And also KGL picks leading ICT company tag. And we're from that AG to call 11 witnesses in one trial. That's the Daily Guide this morning. Kudus Partey make half 2023 team list. Ronaldo strikes 50th goal of the year, and Osimhen beats Salah for top prize. Club president punches referee in the face. That's Daily Guide reporting on some sporting activities. Away from that, the Ghanaian Times this morning says Boko chieftaincy conflict, development not war. Veep urges Kusauga and Mamprusis to end conflicts. EC to hold district-level elections in Jasik and Guan districts December 19th. Page 13 has got a story on that. MTTD rakes in 2 million Ghana cedis in fines against 2,705 traffic offenders. And strengthening existing anti-graft agencies. Speaker speaks on that as well. Government committed to completing hospital projects in Ashanti region, Minister says so, and GNPC as a foundation present startup tools to 189 times this morning. Let's get into the Republic. The President says OSP gets new judge in Cecilia Dapa's case, and that's the Republic Press this morning speaking on that issue. Brian Champong champions peace in Africa for prosperity, and the religious leaders rally against lithium deal as calls for renegotiation grows louder and louder and louder, and that's the Republic reporting on some issues. On the front page, Professor Jampo criticizes lithium extraction, and UPSA confers honorary doctorate degrees on First Lady Rebecca Akufo-Addo, Justices George Bamford Addo, and Georgina Wood. We've created a record 2.1 million jobs so far for the youth, says the Vice President Baumia. Let's go to the Ghanaian publisher. This one, it says, peace is key to Africa's development. Brian says so. Ghana closer to 40% tertiary enrollment. Education Minister is captured over there. Baumia assures Boko Naba, and it says, I will work towards Mamprusi Kusasi peace. And away from that, First Lady, two others on it. That's also captured by the Ghanaian publisher this morning. Let's go to the custodian. The custodian says we don't need OSP to fight corruption. Bagbin says so. And why is beep to create 20,000 more jobs? And you can bring peace to Boko. Naba Abugrago Azuka, the second, charges Baumia, and KGL Technology recognized as leading ICT company. Away from that, NPP MP aspirants to pay 73,000 Ghana cedis, and that's also captured on the front page of the custodian. The finder is here. The finder says UPSA honors Mrs. Rebecca Akufo-Addo, Joyce Bamford-Addo, Georgina Theodora Wood, and I support ongoing talks to bring our land back into NPP. Kuka says so. Bokunaba bets on Baumia and says to use unifying qualities to end Boko conflict. Creation of OSP is an act in futility. Bagbin says so. And majority leader wants action on PAC reports. That's also captured by the finder for today's newspaper. So you can grab a copy of these newspapers and read about all that we've spoken about here this morning. And once again, you want to send your messages to us on any of these issues, especially the major ones that we're going to be talking about. You can send it to us. Our WhatsApp line is active, and you can also send it to our social media pages as well. And we're streaming live on Facebook, do not forget. So that's where you can drop your messages. Now, this morning here on the major issues, we're looking at the anti-LGBTQ plus bill. Sponsors fight proposed deletion of clause 4 of the bill. And yesterday, there was a bit of drama in Parliament as the Parliamentary Constitutional Legal Committee chairman, was vehemently speaking on the issue. And also we had over there the sponsors, one of the sponsors also, clashing on that conversation. So for the purposes of viewers, and Parliament yesterday decided to take a look at the bill, and so sponsors were actually, on the floor to speak their minds on it. But Kwame Nyimadu actually was not happy about the way the clause 4 actually speaks on the issue of human rights and natural sexual issues. And so he put it on the floor that it's a bit ambiguous and also subjective and had to be deleted. But on the other issue, Nelson Dafiamopo actually stated that no, that cannot be the case. And so there was a bit of drama. We're going to be looking at it and why it's supposed to be deleted. Now, for our viewers, let's get into clause 4 and get to know exactly what it states. Now, prohibition against undermining proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values. And it says that the 4.1 says a person shall not A, undermine a proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values specified in section 2 of this act, or B, directly or indirectly instigate, command, counsel, procure, solicit, or in any other manner purposely aid, facilitate, encourage, or promote, whether by a personal act or presence or otherwise, an act that undermines the proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values. So the key phrase over here is undermines the proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values. Now, a person who actually contravenes paragraphs A or B of subsection 1 commits an offense and is liable on summary conviction in a fine of not less than 1,000 penalty units and not more than 2,000 penalty units, or a term of imprisonment not less than 2 months and not more than 4 months. And that's what's was on the floor. So this is actually what is in clause 4 of the bill that was contested yesterday in Parliament. Let me get to my guest and find out what they think about this. I'll begin with you, Palgrave. What do you make of this?
So, KMJ, very good morning to you and to Adel and to the good people of Achime Boakye-Danquah.
Now you want to call me right?
Yeah, I know, right?
No, it's good for all of us to go back to
Adel.
Oh,
Adel. So maybe you can look at it AADIL.
DIL. Yeah,
Double A.
Double A.
You have to drag it small. Adel.
Okay. So very good morning to Adel. And let me send my very, very, very warmest congratulations to the First Lady of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Rebecca Ekufuado, for her doctoral award yesterday on human letters. Very, very congratulations from all of us. KMJ, we have been having this long conversation around the proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family value system well over some time now. And this is a private bill that is a few people, Honorable Sam George, Honorable Delasowa, Emmanuel Bejra, Honorable John Intim Fojo, Al-Hassan Suhaimi, Rita Sowa, Honorable Inteso, and then Roxanne Nelson Dafiamepo. I mean, these persons and other people have come to join. What I will state to this is that having gone through the letter of the bill and the conversations thereafter, Clause 4 is the real heart of the bill.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the real heart of the bill. To suggest that that aspect of the bill be taken out of it is just like saying a human being without a heart. I would ask that the committee treads cautiously and advises Parliament well in the right direction as it relates to the expunction of Clause 4 out of the bill. I think that there's been various conversations and the position of government as it relates to this, that government feels that the Ghanaian people are not at a place where they feel well enough that this has become an issue that must be legislated over. But for those of us that are of a very strong Christian pursuit, we are aware that the very beginning of the creation of mankind, and I've stated that there are two creation accounts of the beginning of Genesis chapter 1 and then at the end of Genesis chapter 2 that talks about the fact that God created man in his image and likeness and named them Adam and Eve and not Adam and Steve or Evelyn and Eve. I mean, no offense to any of those orientations, but to be able to state that that's not what it is from the beginning, having realized that Ghana is a secular state and in the secularism of Ghana's state as well has the largest number of religiosity, both from the Muslim tradition and then from the Christian tradition. But it's interesting to see that Parliament is once again discussing this bill. It's been long overdue. It tells you very strongly that government is not stalling on the bill. If there are issues that needs to be addressed, government needs to address that. But I've stated that Clause 4 is the heart of it, and it needs to be taken into great consideration rather than expounding it from the entire bill.
So he mentioned also that it's a bit ambiguous. I don't know what you make of that, and subjective. That basically was, where all his, contention was from.
So basically, this is an interpretation from the Attorney General in relation to the bill and how we are supposed to view the bill. I mean, if it's very ambiguous, I think that there's opportunity for us to break it down, basically, rather than just posing very strongly that you should expound the entire bill. If it's ambiguous, you explain the terms so that you can confine the definition within a particular framework.
Adel, yeah.
KMJ.
We'll get there. Adel.
It's fine. KMJ, let me also take this opportunity to say a warm congratulations to the First Lady, Madam Rebecca Ekufuado, on her award yesterday. KMJ, having said that, this issue of LGBTQ is not one that we can discuss even the punishment of it without having to talk about, its problems. I have indicated on a couple of platforms that this cell phone that I have, KMJ, has a button. And when I intend to turn this cell phone on, I know that I have to press a certain button. On the side, it has the volume buttons up and down, and then it has an on button. In order for me to succeed turning this phone off or turning it on, I have to press on the on button. Now, if I choose to press on the start or the volume up or volume down, the cell phone doesn't come on.
Yeah.
Everything that is being produced, everything that exists belongs to somebody. Everything. If I walked out of your studios today and I got outside and I saw a watch lying on the floor, I don't assume the watch doesn't belong to anybody. If it doesn't belong to somebody who went to buy it, obviously it belongs to the person who produced it. And then we admit, as human beings, and Muslims and Christians and all of us, that there's somebody else who created us. And we all admit, again, that if I have an airplane and I have a problem with the airplane, I certainly need to take it to the manufacturer so he can fix it up for me. When you have an eye tablet and you want it fixed, you don't take it to, a car mechanic to fix it for you. You don't do that. You take it to the person who produces it. Then someone produces you and says, look, I'm giving you something that is called a manual. Just like when you buy your cell phone and you open, there's a manual, because whoever produces has to give you something to rely on in order for you to be able to succeed. He says, okay, you know what? I produced you. I'm going to give you a manual. In my manual, a man is supposed to marry a woman. If you want to succeed, a man marries a woman. Then you say, no, I'll prefer a man marries a man or a woman marries a woman. It is almost as though any of us in this room is willing to press on the volume button to turn on the cell phone. It's ridiculous. Doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. Look, sheeps and lions, male sheeps and lions are fighting over their females. Human beings want to fight over males. It doesn't make any sense. In any case, if men and men were doing and women were doing, would you have been born? No. For me, I think that the lowest part of this whole LGBTQ thing for me is the punishment. Too light. Maximum of 4 months. Minimum of 2. You know what you're going to end up getting going forward? You're going to end up getting those 2 guys and those 2 girls who would say, okay, we'll do it. Jail us to show how much we love each other. 2 months. 4 months.
It's not severe enough.
No. Then we come to the issue of ambiguity. What is ambiguity? Now, I know and I can understand, Kwame Enyimnado, who is basically, I think he's the MP for Akim Central.
Yeah, the chairman for
the committee. He indicated the fact that he thinks that it is too ambiguous. But KMJ, look, directly or indirectly, listen, directly or indirectly, instigate, command, counsel. Why? All these words, these are specifics. These are specifics. Either you're directly involved in it or indirectly encouraging someone. He says, or instigate, or you're instigating someone, or you're commanding somebody, whether perhaps you have power over them or control over them, or counsel, or procure, or perhaps for somebody, or in any other manner, purposely aid, facilitate, encourage, or promote, whether by a personal act or a presence of otherwise, in an act that undermines the proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values. Basic. In any case, when someone walks into a police station or any other place and then makes a report, do you just get jailed? There has to be an investigation to it. We'll investigate. We'll find out. Is it possible that any of these things we have mentioned here, the person was caught up in it? Where's ambiguity? This back and forth, it doesn't help anybody. This thing should not have even been in Parliament for more than 2 months. This is not something you want to play with. This is not something we want to drag
are sure that it will be dealt with before.
I am excited about that. But I'm praying that going forward, will basically enhance, the punishment. You have to make it severe enough. This is unacceptable. They are coming for our kids, KMJ, we're giving birth to kids. They're coming for our kids, small. When your sons grow up and your daughters grow up and they're getting into the university and they're getting into high schools, you're starting to get worried if they're going to the boarding house. That's what it means. Thank you.
In a related development, in line of the same issue, Ursula was also speaking on the issue of sex toys. And she thinks that would be too harsh to, include the use of sex toys into it.
I'll tell you something. Personally, look, in my generation, I have seen friends, who would tell you that, sex toys, help to enhance, I have seen women who have said that, look, because of sex toys, I don't need a man anymore, Like, KMJ, look, all of this is just, for me, I think that, look, maybe we may say it's a bit harsh, but personally, I think that going forward, it may be something that, we may probably consider. there are women. I don't remember which program I was actually watching. I was watching a program, online, where a woman had a major problem with her husband because she actually had a vibrator. And for her, when the husband is going to work, that's what she uses on herself, and she's okay and she's comfortable. So when the husband comes back home, she doesn't basically need him. Family values. I mean, it's a bit too, it's complicated. But I think that it's something that perhaps needs to be discussed further. I mean, it has gotten to a point in other countries where they have actually done sex dolls. So it will get to a point where we probably will be clearing in our pot female dolls and male dolls. Why? Because, people want to just buy these things and keep in their rooms. Like, it's just, look.
There's a movie on Netflix.
But you go see woman, they go, they follow by. What is wrong you? Like, what's up?
There's a movie on Netflix called Wife Like Wife.
Like, what?
I'm not sure you want to watch.
And I'm hearing recently that they said soon they are, is it that they have started? But I'm hearing they said they're bringing, sex or love-making competition, like pretty much sports competition.
Okay, it was in one country like that, but it's not something that has been very far as sports that,
When you get too sensible, it becomes stupid.
Patrick, you want to pass any comment on that before?
Well, yes, I think that my concluding remarks really would be, I've stated that the generation that we find ourselves in is a very difficult generation.
It is.
The Z, Generation Z, millennial people. If you look far back as of from 1923 into 1943, the silent generation, the generation that came at the backbench of World War I, World War II, the value system that they had, I mean, it's clearly trampled upon. Children were supposed to be seen and not heard. Children were supposed to respect their parents. If visitors come into your home, you vanish, you disappear immediately. You come to serve water on a glass. You put your hands behind you. You greet any stranger you meet by the side of the road. You are sitting in a vehicle and the vehicle is full and an elderly person is standing. You get up for the person to sit down. So from silent generation came into the boomer generation between 1943 to 1963. Then came into the X generation, which is our generation from the 1973 right up into the 1983s. Then further on to the Y generation, the millennial generation. So a lot more value system has been lost, which is where a number of young people now who are being brought up by parents who might not have met their grandparents, because for many of us that had an opportunity of meeting our grandparents, the value system has been passed on right up from the silent generation from post-World War I, World War II. So it's important that if we are creating our own culture and identity as Ghanaian people, because we're talking about Ghanaian family value system. And the family value system is where when you wake up in the morning, you go to knock at your parents' room, greet, and you have your Bible studies with them before you even come and have your breakfast, and then you go to school. When you go to school, you're not being reprimanded for either being late. You're being very courteous. You're having your morning assembly. You're sweeping in the school. You're cleaning either the bathroom. You're cleaning either the toilet. You're cleaning your table. You're arranging your table. Those days when you close from school, you clean your table. Your teacher will tell you, make sure you empty all the rubbishes under your desk. You do all of that. You number your exercise books from page 1 to page 48. You remember those notes 1 exercise books. You number them. But this is the time where you have these smartphones and these smart gadgets. You cannot even number. You understand? So it's a very, very critical time. I would advise that as we look at the proper human sexual rights and even look at the Ghanaian family value system, it's important that we protect that because that's a unique identity. That's what makes us Africans. That's what makes us Ghanaians, because we are unique. We are different. Every single thing has gone through a value chain, and you can't easily water down the value system of the Ghanaian people.
KMJ, look, this issue about, Paul just raised is one thing that I have said that one of the reasons why we are where we are is because of the media. It exists in other places. When you go to China and you enter their homes, you can see their values. It's there. You can see them. When you enter Japan, you can see them. One of the reasons why we have failed is the media. I mean, you sit on TV, you're watching around 5 p.m., sometimes in the afternoon, even in the afternoons, you're showing movies that are showing men and women kissing and children are sitting down watching. When back in the day, You know, parents are waiting for their kids to go to sleep so they can probably enter the room and do whatever they want to do. Now we're showing it to them openly. Children are comfortable to sit on TV. Look at what happened in Kaswa recently, where 2 young people killed somebody for rituals. So young people are sitting on watching TV. At the time, it is allowed. There used to be a time when there were certain shows that were shown after 10 p.m., assuming that by that time, kids are asleep. Today, it's different, you know? So you want the society to move in a certain direction. You use media, you use film to change that. Film, media, TV, very, very powerful tool. Music, very, very powerful tools. You use that to change behavior. But what do we do?
We are rather making
that we've allowed it. It is okay. It is normal.
Situation worse.
You know, it is normal. You turn on. Look, this morning after this show, 8 o'clock, turn on certain stations. There are certain stations that are very, very good at that. You just turn it on, and all you see is nudity.
The NCA is embarking on.
I mean, it's just
all of that.
So for some of us, we now watch cartoons with our kids the whole day. Yes. Turn on your DSTV or turn on your GoTV, and then you put it on a tune channel. Even the tunes now, some of them are pretty much very, very dangerous. You need to know what you're making the kids watch. And then we watch tunes the whole time. The TV is on tunes from morning till evening until the kids fall asleep. No channel is safe. Why?
KMJ, let me just use this to conclude. On page 5 of the bill, I quote, it says that the Supreme Court in Banosi versus the Republic, and the number of the suits is there, on 8th of March 2014, has clarified what may amount to carnal knowledge in determination that it is, and I quote, it is the female sex organs called the vulva and the vagina that are normally penetrated into during sexual acts, which may qualify to be carnal knowledge under Section 98 and 99 of Act 29. What is important to note here is that it is our ardent belief that the passage of the bill to deal with LGBTQIAAP+ is apt, considering the 2017 report of the Science Research Council communicated at the 4th National HIV/AIDS Research Conference in Accra, which indicated about 18.1% of people living with AIDS are gays. Men sleeping with men. 18%. That's huge.
That's huge.
18% of people sleeping with men.
Paul, that is what you get if you decide to do the opposite. I mean, like I said, none of us sitting here will be comfortable to press the volume button to turn on a cell phone. I mean, it will be ridiculous. We'll say, everybody will say it will be ridiculous. But then it is okay because this one is something else. I mean, the producer says, use this thing like this, use it like that. You didn't create the world. You came to meet it. The producer says, this is how and what would help you. You say no. You might as well start turning on your phones, you know, with the volume up.
Very well. Our next topic will be on Mahama and Member of Parliament for Tamale South, Haruna Idrisu, who is speaking about elections, and he talks about Mahama winning hands down, an election that will be free, fair, and credible. But before we get into that, let me quickly correct this. So the NPP MP aspirants are supposed to actually be paying 78,000 Ghana cedis, you know, if you're an aspirant, and not 73,000 as captured by the custodian newspaper. So please just get that clarification over there for me. That's the amount of money you're supposed to be paying, 78,000. They've released a press statement to that effect. I'm hoping that we'll be able to have that over here, so we can just take a look at it. It's something I want us to take a look at it briefly, and so we are able to also understand what exactly it stands with the NPP. So this is the update on parliamentary primaries elections for constituencies and the amount of monies that are supposed to be paid. So if you go here, it says nominations will be open on Wednesday, December 20, 2023, and close on Monday. So this is basically what they're looking at, and December 25th. And so can we get where we have the figures? And so this is where we have the figures that we're supposed to have the aspirants pay. And over here, aspirants, okay, so that will be on 7. So nomination forms shall be sold at 3,000 Ghana cedis only. Aspirants shall pay a non-refundable filing fee of 35,000 Ghana cedis. Women, persons, disability, and youth shall be granted a 50%. That's a good one. Rebate on the filing fee. Aspirants shall pay a non-refundable development fee of 40,000 Ghana cedis. Okay, and all payments shall actually be made in bankers' draft. And so these are the monies that are supposed to be paid, and they all have their own different aspect of it. So put together, you're likely going to be getting to the 78,000 that we're looking at. So this is how it stands. Paragraph. 78,000 Ghana cedis.
Well, yes, I think that, for me, I like to congratulate my political party. The party has been of a lot of support to persons and young people and leaders who want to serve continually in the space. I received this notice as well as it came out publicly, and I'm pleased with it. You pick up a form for 3,000 Ghana cedis. You file for 35,000. If you are disabled, if you're a woman, if you are younger than 40 years old, you would pay half of 35,000, which is 70.
And I'm happy about.
And then you would also pay a development fee of 40,000 Ghana cedis. I have stated that this is our own contribution towards party politics and also our own introduction and contribution to development of the political party in the constituency. So next week, a week today, I would pick up my form and pay my 3,000 Ghana cedis by bankers' draft. I will file as well within the period that has been stated from 20th to 25th, which is Christmas Day. And at filing, I will pay my 35,000 for my filing fee because I'm above 40 now. Because at the time,
you're 40 now.
Yes, but at the time I'll be filing, I'll be 40 plus 17 days. So you want to really just
that can't be overlooked.
No, well, you want to stay within the frame of the frame because one of the things you don't want is for money to be a disqualifying factor. So I would pay my 35,000 for my filing and then also pay my 40,000 for my development. So in total, I'll pay 78,000 to put my leg in again.
Is that not going to put pressure on you when you're done? And it's the conversation that a lot of people have in terms of politics and how much you're supposed to spend to be in a certain position. Getting there, now you're looking at how much you've spent already. Is your focus not going to be about recouping what you've spent already?
Not at all. I think that I had this conversation with a few people yesterday. And I stated that it's important that we select right leaders who in their right frame of mind are servant leaders, who also in their right frame of mind are philanthropic, and who in their right frame of mind are generous in their giving. And so when I pick a form for 3,000 Ghana cedis, and when I pay a filing fee of 35,000 Ghana cedis, and I pay 40,000 Ghana cedis for my own political party in terms of my development in freedom, in addition to my monthly dues that I pay to the political party, I would consider that as my generous philanthropic act to the political party. And there's no way that I would want to recoup that at all because that's my contribution. That puts my leg in the game. That puts my head ahead of other people.
So you're able to serve the purpose.
Then I'll be able to serve the purpose for which that I want. And I've also stated that our primaries now is in the season of Christmas. It's also in the season of New Year. And I've stated that whatever contributions that we so have to make to all the delegates, and I have 524 delegates in my constituency, 96 polling stations, 480 of them are polling station executives. Then you come to the constituency executives, you come to the council of patrons, you come to the elders, and then you come to the other people that are of well-meaning pursuit in the constituency. After we have done all that we need to do, I have stated that it's important that you select someone who has not just given you money by buying your vote to come and vote for you, but you also select someone who you know that can be able to deliver on the mandate and the promises that he so desires to for the development of the constituency. And, we are going into district assembly election for assemblymen on the 19th, which is on Tuesday before the 20th. I've stated that for the assemblymen who are going to represent the various assemblies, it's important that you vote for somebody who is vocal. You vote for somebody who is credible. You vote for somebody who is integral. You also vote for somebody who can be able to extend your needs to the assembly, because the assemblymen are those that come to the municipal. So if the municipal is not seen to your own development, the assemblyman is the one who would bring it here.
Every development begins from there.
Exactly, and tell you that we need this in Otafu, we need this in Nobi, we need this in Obodase. But you also need an MP who would be able to advocate your real challenges on the floor of the House. Because on the floor of the House, and I've stated that when you go to Parliament, the Greek word is to parley To parley means is to talk. So we must have an intellectual conversation whereby when reference is being made to the continent of Africa and the country Ghana, in any of the countries in the world, either in the Americas or in Middle East or in Europe, and you hear that your sitting MP, Palgrave Boakye-Danquah from Ibuakwano, is making a substantive case today, BBC knows Ningo Prampram MP.
Yeah.
You understand? And it's primarily because the Ningo Prampram MP goes to Parliament to parley. He makes sure, St. Honorable Sam George, makes very certain sure that every issue that comes on the national platform is not just confined to the passing of the bills and the legislative acts, but he's also making sure that every single issue that comes is being addressed from the very national level. And that's one of the things that you would want to see that happens. Likewise, I mean, the Honorable Samuel Abu Jinapo as well is known globally as well because of his involvement in Green Ghana, climate change, the fight against illegal mining and all of that. Clearly you see that these are parliamentarians that advocate themselves very well. Likewise with my own Honorable Minister, the Honorable Kojo Ponkroma, also known globally as well on issues that come. And yesterday, he granted a very, very excellent interview on City FM as it relates to some of the things that are shown on TV. Because the NMC always will bring out reports bi-weekly and everything bi-monthly to ensure that things are regulated very well. So for me, I think in my conversations with the delegates, all the way from Kokrentumi to Nobi to Obodase to Chrome to Old Tafo to New Tafo to Busudumase, all of them, Bediase, all the constituents, I've told them that it's important that you select a younger person who would be able to serve longer, who would be able to grow with you, who will be able to meet your needs. And I'm campaigning on a very simple platform that I'm here to serve on 4 key things: that infrastructural development, youth development, human resource, and having a large pool of resource funding that will be able to give to the constituency so that the constituency can grow. And in conclusion, this morning when I was coming and I was beginning to calculate my budget, one of the things that I said was that I will tell the delegates, let me owe you and not you owe me. Let me owe you, okay? In literal sense, so that every single day when I see you, I know that I owe you. But don't let you owe me, because when you owe me and I see you, I'll think that I've already paid you.
Yeah.
And that's the campaign I'm going to be running.
Awesome.
I'd like to say something briefly on this. And I agree, that political parties, whether we like it or not, need to find ways of raising some form of resources. And that helps, the political party at the end of the day. I believe that in everything that we do, in the recent NDC primaries, I think we did the filing, the nomination was filing fee was at 40,000, the nomination was 5,000 Ghana cedis, pretty much around 45,000 Ghana cedis. And of course, it's still, a bit high. Both political parties going forward will have to look at it. You see, the fingers are not equal. You would have certain people within a political party who perhaps, for the nature of the kind of work they do, perhaps they are businessmen who would be comfortable and okay to be able to raise such amount of money to pay. There, you can have the situation where you'd have very, very young people, intelligent, smart, who could probably play certain roles. But for the fact that they have to raise these sums of money for certain reasons, they will not even venture into going into it. So I think that we need to find ways of, identifying, some of these people at a point in time. When people like that come up, perhaps the party would have to start looking at, okay, what do we think people like this are basically into? Are they businessmen? Do they have what it takes to be able to run a successful campaign?
So there's some sort of party
at least
sponsorship?
There should be some form of sponsorship at a point in time for those that we believe, okay, these are young people who are capable of. But, imagine to raise 70,000 plus, or, to raise 45,000, it doesn't come easy. Of course, we're always talking moderation in everything that we do. So I think going forward, this would be something that we should all look at. And I like that campaign. I tried that in 2018. It didn't work for me. I pray it works. It works for you. It's a system we're building. We're growing and we're hoping that things will change. We're praying that the next generation, of politicians who are going to come soon will be grooming other people, and us. Today we're learning from those that are ahead of us. We're praying that when it comes to that time, some of these things should really be looked at, so you can have a lot of young people, a lot of good people come into play. Money shouldn't be a reason why somebody cannot serve their country now.
Great. You can also send your messages to us on our WhatsApp line. Very soon I'll be getting on the WhatsApp console and see some of the messages we have over there. But you can also send it to us on our streaming platform on Facebook and let us know what you think about the conversation. We've taken a look at the LGBTQ clause 4 issue. But we're moving on. And so earlier I spoke to you about Haruna Idris's, take on what it would be like if we decide that we're going to have an election today. And he says that John Dramani Mahama will win hands down if indeed it's a free, fair, and credible elections. In own words, he says that if Ghanaians are to vote based on the state of the country, the state of its institutions, and the state of the suffering of the people of Ghana, Mr. John Dramani Mahama will humble others. Adel, I'll begin with...
No, you definitely have to start with me.
It's the humble others for me. I don't know what the interpretation of that will be.
Yeah. KMJ, in 2016,
Yeah.
there was an advertisement. It was a cartoon where JM had this bus. I always cite this example. He had this bus. He was riding the bus. You could tell, the people in the bus were making a lot of noise, perhaps because the AC was not chilling enough. Oh, CNC, and we want to get down, turn it on. He stopped the car. There was somebody standing on the street. So, Mumbra, there's an air-conditioned bus here. Come, we have a better air-conditioned bus here. So they dropped. When they went down, they saw Nana Akufo-Addo. Where is the bus? No bus. Let's take a walk, crocodiles. Say, Mama, stop the bus. We want to come back inside the bus. I look at that cartoon, and after 2024 elections, I probably would feel more comfortable that it was a message. If, and inshallah, when we win 2024. Everybody knows, everybody feels it. Look, recently after their primaries, the presidential primaries, the number of videos that came out from Ashanti region saying, Mahama. Everybody is feeling the pinch. His Excellency, the former President, John Dramani Mahama, this is not a man that boasts and tells himself that he's, the pride is not anywhere to be seen. The arrogance is down to earth. He's not a man that I would say he's perfect. No, I'm not perfect, as humans as we are, but this is a man that genuinely cares. I'll give you an example. Look, in 2016, something happened. We're getting ready to go for Hajj. At the time, Alhaji Tanko, he was the head of the Hajj, committee that takes care of stuff. At the time, Hajj was going for 11,900, Ghana cedis, basically, because of dollar-cedi exchange. The committee wanted to add 100 Ghana cedis to make it 12,000 Ghana cedis. His Excellency, the former president, said, look, don't you dare add 1 peswa. Leave it at 11,900. 100 Ghana. Leave it at 11,900. Why? Because these are people, already things are tough. These are people who are going for Hajj to go and pray. Why do you want to make profit out of what they have to pay? Why make profit out of it? This is the man. He had little. He pushed it in places that changed life. The things that he has invested in today is the reason why we have the kind of peace of mind we have today. Imagine what would have happened in Ghana when COVID hit us and you didn't have hospitals. You didn't have UGMC for ministers to be running, take us to UGMC, take us to UGMC. Imagine what would happen. Imagine what would happen if he didn't bring a Mary, the plant. And even when we bought the plant and we didn't have the money to pay for it, he spoke to his brother. He said, look, bro, help us. Where the ship is supposed to come and dock, help us fix the place. Imagine how he used to plead with his brother to go to Odo here, circle. Ibrahim Mama said, look, assembly, just give me fuel. I have excavators. I'll basically take care of Odo. I'll take out all the sand. Didn't have it. But this is a man that took the little and poured it where he felt would change lives. And then we heard all the noise. We heard all the noise, all the beautiful things. And for everything they accused the man of, they have done 1,000 times more. From 122 billion is ridiculous in terms of loans. They are doing 715 billion. From 240, 30-something billion in terms of revenue he received, all the revenues, they are doing 830 billion. From I will build you free senior high schools, I'll build senior high schools, what you call the day schools. And Nana Akufo-Addo came to tell us that, look, forget about Mahama, I'm going to build for you 350 new senior high schools while rehabilitating the ones that the NDC and all these people have left. This is the man. He may not be perfect, but at least with a little, he has shown that if you give me an opportunity, I can be able to use it to do something for you. They have received more than anybody has received. Before he left power, he was drilling from one oil field. He gave them 2 more before he left. So when we were drilling from 1, they are drilling from 3. Still iron swarm. Still iron swarm.
So,
You know,
so
so
if there's an election today, you think that
everybody,
hands down,
KMJ,
former president would
everybody can feel it. Look, this is the man that there are occasions where people go like, you're too calm. Like, Masa, there are certain things, don't tolerate it. Arrest people. Like, you know, when people accuse you of stuff, go to court, arrest. He was like, are you going to go every day arresting people? Our party people continuously fight him. Say, hey, Masa, this is election, this is politics. Don't be like this. Be like. He's like, no, stop it. Don't do it. This is the man. People will get to know him better when he comes back. I'm saying that, look,
the same people that got to know him when he was there.
No, 2 ways.
And the same people that get to know the MPPs.
No problem.
When he's also there.
Exactly.
Are we not still
No,
in the middle of choosing two people that we all think that are not qualified in the way
so I'll
to make this country a better country?
I hear that for front people saying that a lot, and for me, I think that is just one family.
Because we've tested this, this as well.
Yeah, you've tested.
As I said, we're still in between these two evil, quote unquote.
You've tested both, and perhaps refused to actually analyze both. I'll give you an example.
It's the analysis that got us where we're at, right?
No, so now you can do the analysis.
So now we're settled.
KMJ, now
our minds that the two.
Now, this is actually the time to actually make the analysis right. I'll give you an example.
Why should it be the case?
I'll give you an example.
You had an opportunity.
KMJ.
Another person seemed to be doing worse.
I'm not
or
disputing.
bad, if you like.
I'm not disputing.
Why would we now say, okay,
I'm not.
we should now come back and choose the other person that we felt was not doing what we wanted?
Okay, so here's the thing. So I'll cite an example for you. Say in your entire life, you live in a particular community, and within that community that you live, you have only 2 people who are capable of assisting you clean your home, for example. These are the only 2 you have. You don't have an alternative. These are the only 2 you have. As we speak, these are the 2 you have. Within that 2, you send one to go get you detergent. You give him 100 Ghana cedis, go get me detergent. He walks out there, and then he spends 90 Ghana cedis to buy the detergents. And then for certain reasons, got himself messed up in 1 or 2 things, 10 Ghana cedis is gone. You have another, that when you give him 100 Ghana cedis, go get me detergents. He goes and buys you inferior detergents worth about 20 Ghana cedis. And then 80 Ghana cedis is missing. He comes and cleans the house and it's still smelly. You have a choice to choose between the 2. I'm asking you. Your option is only the 2. Who would you choose?
I'll go for the other one, the first one.
Certainly. Why? Because for certain reasons, So what we're saying is that when you put the NDC and the MPP on it, and Afam Fato should even come into the picture. You know why? Because they are part of it. It's one big family. They are looking, you see, the name MPP is gone, is dead. After their primaries, after the parliamentary, after the parliamentary,
is a strong political party.
Don't worry. After the KMJ,
you don't want
after their parliamentary elections, things will be different. Look, you watch the space. We'll have this conversation again. Listen. So what we're saying is that at the end of the day, it's like it's a mess, and then now we need to find a way of creating another face. It's always been like that. The name keeps changing, and then let's create another new face. By the time we realize everybody else is running from here and coming back here, it's the same agenda. Same people, same people. But I'm saying that when you have these 2, here's a man that you gave 122. He didn't even borrow 122. He borrowed 80. The rest of what you're looking at is interest. Everybody saw what he did with it. It's obvious. You can count it. I can sit here and just mention them. I can mention them. Over. It's easy. Every child can mention something. You've received in excesses of 5 times more. Why? You think the people of Ghana can see? So certainly, between the two, you're sitting down. What we fight for in life is to be what? To be better, not to be perfect. We fight for better, right? To be better. You have a son, he's going to school, he's making grades of, say, 10, 20 out of 50. You say, oh, you've done well, but I want you to do better. Oh, then he goes up, 40 until he gets 50. We're asking the people of Ghana to help make the NDC even better.
So that is why to be a better man.
Certainly, we learn. KMJ, look, I have learned things my entire life. I keep learning. There are things that I did last 3 years, last 4 years, last 6 years. Today, if you ask me to do it, I don't do it. It's just what it is.
Given the opportunity, you'll be better?
You think that what we're having today is better to maintain? 715 billion
it's
in
the
terms
reason
of...
we need an alternative, but is the alternative ready to give us a better life?
KMJ, the man has told you, he cited examples. Recently, he made a statement. He told you, look, this time around, my sword is going to cut both ways. I'm going to punish people within the NDC who decide to be corrupt, and I'm going to punish, past government executives who have left. The NDC under John Mahama is the only ones who have successfully taken one of their own, sent him to court, prosecuted, and gotten him jailed. They haven't succeeded in doing one. So,
very well.
You see,
the
best of men is that one person that sits down and says, okay, this is my wife, this is my son, this is my daughter. That's my cousin, that's my niece. However, what she did was unacceptable and she has to be punished for it. Not the one that looks to his neighbor's place and then he wants to... It is easy for you to catch anybody else who doesn't belong to you and deal with the person. The real test of strength, the real test of courage is to watch your own in the face and punish them for doing the things that they do. You haven't succeeded in doing that.
Very well. I'm going to go to Palgrave, but let me see if I've got some comments that we can read. If we have comments, we can just go through them quickly and, come back to Palgrave to also give us his take on that. Okay, so this one over here says, good morning to you and your panelists, especially to Imam Adel. He's too much. The bill will surely come light, be it rain or shine. What Honorable Haruna has said is the truth, nothing but the truth. For me, the 2024 campaign is over. The only thing NDC should be doing now is to get well-trained, reliable, brave men and women as polling agents so that what happens in 2020 election will never repeat itself. My regards to the incoming MP for Mion Alaji, Sumani Hamza sent in that one. I want to believe this is also exactly what is. Okay, so, this was yesterday. Let me try and get this one. It says, what actually is in the LGBTQ plus for Ghana? I am ashamed of myself whenever I mention that satanic LGBTQ. The leaders should stop trying, conniving to put it in the constitution and get money from Satan and remember Ghanaian child future. Jargon from Upper East sent in that one. This one over here says that, what else can Haruna Idrisu say? He has to say this to look good in the books of incompetent Mahama, who does not know the relationship between Haruna and Mahama. This could be pretentious prediction in favor of Mahama. So I sent in that one. Let me get to the next one over here. This one says, the punishment for the anti-LGBTQ is very low. Kambinga from Savlugu sent in that one. All right, so let me go. Okay, so we're going to get some more from Facebook and then we'll get into that as well. Do I have that over here? I need to go. Okay, there you go. So this one says, Philip Abuchi says, good morning to all listeners. Today's Ghana's education is is a way of making money from the parents. In Sawim AME Basic School, students are paying 100 Ghana cedis. So if you have 2 children in the school, you have to pay 200 Ghana cedis. The headmaster called the money school levy. The headmaster must be sacked now. And Butchie Philip from Keta sent in that one. Can I have the next one? So Pedro Piroa Maldina Cruz says, watching you live and clear inside Indianapolis, Kumasi, Thanos. Okay. Kesben Junction X, the main location. Keep up the good work. Kumasi has names for, different places in the U.S. as well, so that's fine. Can we go to the next one? Okay, so Palgrave, maybe I can let you go ahead whilst I make myself back to my seat.
KMJ, so I have read Haruna Idrisu's comment and statement he made, the MP for Tamale South. It's not surprising that he would endorse John Dramani Mahama. That's his leader, so it's not surprising. But I will state this for the headlines, that the comeback of John Dramani Mahama would be overbearing for the Ghanaian people. Too overbearing. So let's look at the liking scale that Haruna Idrisu has put together. He said that Ghanaians would vote for John Dramani Mahama because of the state of the country. Let's compare the state of 2023 now to the state of the country from 2014, 2015, 2016. Do a holistic comparison, okay, under the leadership of John Dramani Mahama, from 2012 even to 2013, 2014, and 2016. Compare every single sector and compare same to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So when we talk about the state of the country as it is now, in comparison to John Dramani Mahama, former President of the Republic of Ghana, state of the country as it was then, the Ghanaian people would continually vote for the party of choice, which is the New Patriotic Party. The party that cannot collapse, would not collapse, and shall not collapse. Number two, Haruna Idrisu has stated that the Ghanaian people would vote for John Dramani Mahama, the former President of the Republic of Ghana, because of the state of the institutions. Let's once again compare the state of the institutions as it was then under former President John Dramani Mahama from 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, and 2016, and the state of the Ghanaian institutions now as it is under the leadership of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Today, as we speak, almost every single state institution is digitized. Every single state institution. From birth and death to port and harbor. Every single state institution is digitized. It was not so. Every single hospital that you go to today, you don't need to get the records to go and look through an old filing system and bring out 25 files of your health records. Every single one of them is digitized. Today, when you go to a hospital and you give your card is logged in at the outpatients unit. You go to see your medical doctor after your vitals are taken. Your medical doctor codes in something and it goes straight to the pharmacy, or it goes straight to the labs, or it goes straight to wherever you have to go to. And all you need to go back again, and then you give your card, and every single thing is digitized. Compare the state of the institutions now as it is under the leadership of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and compare the state of the institutions as it was then under the leadership of former President John Dramani Mahama. Number three, the Honorable Haruna Idrisu has stated that the Ghanaian people would vote for former President John Dramani Mahama because of the state of the suffering of the Ghanaian people. Compare, again, the state of the suffering of the Ghanaian people as it was under the former President John Dramani Mahama and as it is now. In that state of the suffering of the Ghanaian people, nurses were not being paid their allowances, if you remember. In that state of suffering of the Ghanaian people, children who had finished basic education were dropouts out of school because they didn't have what we called the free senior high school. In that state of suffering of the Ghanaian people, in the then H.E. John Dramani Mahama's government, people who were pregnant didn't have medical aids because they couldn't get to the hospitals early. Today, we have the zipline drone that sends medicines to rural communities in this country. Today, we have every single district having an ambulance. Today, we have every single person who is born having a unique identifiable number. Today, we have children who have finished basic education having an opportunity to go to senior high school for free under the leadership of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Today, you will see that the Ghanaian people, compared to the then HE John Dramani Mahama from 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, in the era of Doomsoy, you remember when Professor Lulumba came to Ghana?
Yeah.
He said Doomso has become a global term now. Today, if you compare that state of the suffering of the Ghanaian people, children who were writing BEC, SSC, had to be using candles to study, use torchlight to study, use the torchlight from mobile phones to study. That suffering Ghanaian people changed that former president of the Republic of Ghana overwhelmingly in 2016 with a margin of 1 million votes, overwhelmingly in 2020, overwhelmingly of 500,000 plus votes. And I am in no doubt in my mind that the Ghanaian people do not want John Dramani Mahama back, because the comeback of John Dramani Mahama, the former president of the Republic of Ghana, would be too overbearing to this country. It's not that he's going to win the 2024 general election to humble other people, but he's going to lose the 2024 general election because his comeback will be too overbearing. It will be too overbearing for industries who could not have light, overbearing for marketplace people who had to buy generators, overbearing for the single Ghanaian person whose stores were closed down, their cold stores, their food that they had, every single thing was going to waste. So really, for me, I don't think that the Ghanaian people want a comeback of former President John Dramani Mahama, because his comeback will be too overbearing. It will be a yoke on our neck.
So some of the national service personnel have also complained bitterly, and these are some of the issues that happened way back as you compared Mahama's time to what is happening now. Some are even threatening that they're not going to vote for the party again because some of the monies owed them are supposed to be paid.
KMJ, are you aware that for the very first time, national service allowance has been increased?
Very much so.
Are you aware of that?
To 715, but then 2 months have not been paid yet.
KMJ.
You remember last week we had several. In fact, Manasseh was here and said that it was going to be paid very soon. Now 2 months have been owed and not paid yet.
KMJ, in this country, there is not a single person who has either worked for government or with government that government owes you, that government would not pay. Okay? The scheme for national service, and we must appreciate their service that they are rendering to the country in terms of the service opportunity and the skills that they so acquire. Last week, I was having some conversations with some young people who are doing internship. And I asked them, why don't you come to your office anymore? And then they were telling me that they don't have funds and not be paid. And I said, the concept of interning is not for you to be paid, because if people are even supposed to pay you for the experience, people are supposed to ask you to pay them for the experience they're giving to you, you cannot pay it. It cannot be quantified. So national service have not been paid for 2 months. KMJ, they will be paid. Okay. But you must also significantly note that it is under the leadership of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo that national service allowance has been increased significantly. Significantly. It's not been so. So really, for me, if we want to have a holistic comparison, okay, from the 2012 of former President John Dramani Mahama to the 2023 of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, I think that the Ghanaian people will continually choose that vehicle that brought President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo into governance, and that vehicle is the New Patriotic Party.
Very well. Adel, you'll respond to a few of them very briefly for me, because we've got only 3 minutes to do this.
In everything that Paul has said, he kept going back to Doomsa, kept going back to Doomsa, kept going back. When His Excellency, President Kufuor, was met with similar situations of Doomsa, what did they do? They went to Akosombo and sent pastors to Akosombo, and they raised their hands and they were praying for water to pour into the Akosombo Dam in order for us to get electricity. Light, KMJ. Yeah, KMJ, it's like that one person who wakes up in the morning and then decides to sit in his room, okay? He has the hands to work, he has the legs to move, to go and look for funding, to go and look for money, to go and come and take care of his family. And then he decides that, oh, I want to sleep in the room. Hey, opera, Paul, go to church Monday to Sunday, or go to mosque Monday to Sunday. Sit there and pray 24/7. Don't go out there to eat. God won't come down. That is ridiculous. That is stupidity, to a certain extent. You make a move, then God helps you. What did they do? They prayed. They just kept praying in Akosumbo.
Oh,
was it? Oh, Nyabotre. Oh, Kasalamite ha, Nyabotre. Listen, it took one person to sit down and say that when you have problems...
But the prayer was backed by action.
No,
Was that not the case?
Let me land. Meba. When you have a problem, it takes a strong man to sit down and say, look, this thing, I want to deal with it head on. And when we saw the problems Ghanaians were going through, and truth is, within that 2 years, 3 year, 4 year, everybody knows what happened. We all know the suffering people went through. The man, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, at that point in time, grew gray hair overnight.
I remember.
You remember? He couldn't sleep. This is a father. What did he do at the end of the day? When he bought a Mary, you still insulted him and said he stole $160 million from a Mary. Today, the plant is ours. You guys are moving it from places to places and making good use of it. No? After he did that, you made all sorts of conversations. It's been 7 years. Mahama had a house in Dubai. Mahama had stole $160 million. Mahama, 7 years. You haven't been even able to prosecute the man. He's still walking free. KMJ, no, I'm coming. In conclusion, Paul says what? What have you done? Digitization. Oh, why? School placement system. When did it start? Look, we started school placement before you came to power. You know what is at Circle, what you call a data center? Why? We just built it for building's sake. We decided, NDC government, when we were in power, we decided to just build what is called a data center without fiber, for nothing. You've come paperless. Started way before you came to power. You initiated it on 17th of September 2017. Before 17th of September, work has been ongoing for almost a year or two before you came to power. And then you came to meet it. You read your first budget, and it was implemented. Your first budget was implemented in September. So how did you initiate the processes for paperless port to happen in September 2017? Everything you've come to meet, he left for you. You've picked it on silver platter. You couldn't even make good use of it. Mahama is a typical example of what you call suffering breeds ease. Okay? Ease brings suffering. Suffering brings ease. And let me give you an example. KMJ, anytime you hustle, you go through the mill, what you create is ease. And that was what we went through between 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016. We went through the hustle and we created ease for them. So much ease that they were able to use our records to borrow how much they were able to borrow because we created that ease. We gave them that comfort. We gave them the basics to be able to stand up. From one oil field, we gave them 2 more. So they came to meet ease. And in that ease, what have they done? They've created what? Hardship. Why? Because they don't know how to turn it around. Look, no matter how much money you give to them, they would simply just waste it. Today, you want to tell us about nurses and training allowances. What did we tell the people? Mahama gave them something even more beautiful. He says what? Look, I can pay you your nurses allowances. I can pay you. It's not a problem. However, hey, where the Mashada? Mahama, baby.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Let's put the knife down before. Happy birthday, Palgrave. So we are Joy Prime. We love you so much. We want to say a big thank you for everything that you do. As you turn a year older, 40 is a big number, isn't it?
Big 40.
Big 40, as you turn a year older, may God grant you all your heart desires. May new doors be open onto your life, and may favor be your portion everywhere you find yourself. Happy birthday, Palgrave. We love you.
Thank you so much. So are we cutting this cake?
Yes, let's cut the cake.
Okay.
Rosie, my birthday is tomorrow.
We'll do it, though.
My birthday is tomorrow.
No.
Next year, I'll do another
The
one.
last birthday we will celebrate. Yeah.
So we cut the cake in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Amen. KMJ, you want to say something?
Beautiful cake. I mean,
Wow.
I think this was not
Palgrave
planned.
Boakye-Danquah. With love.
It actually commemorates the day itself because all of us were taken into some, whether forgetfulness or whatever it was.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, so we decided that it is not too late yet.
It's never too
We can
late.
still make it because the time you spend here, you know, you leave your home as early as 4 a.m., you come here, you do this with us. It's something we appreciate. And so I want to say happy birthday to you.
Yeah, talking too much. I want some of the cake.
Don't touch it. This is for one of people.
Charlie, I came with tissues.
We're taking this straight to a
I have tissue.
Adel, like.
Oh, we are doing it here. Adel, what are you calling? Yeah, you know how
So
you
thank you very much
Thank
and
you,
happy
thank you
birthday,
as well.
happy big 40 to you as well.
Thank you.
And we'll just cut the, you know.
Yeah, we cut a bit of it.
No, how should go to work?
Hey,
Oh, the
that's
constituency needed more.
Mama, tissue.
Oh, you're
Mama,
gonna
tissue.
cut it. Are you going to do the
They'll
cutting?
say our MP didn't bring us cake.
MP. I beg.
Are you going to do the cutting?
Enjoy yourself now.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, this is beautiful.
All right, so.
Please, don't forget that you vote for him, Please, vote for him. It's
Vote
when,
for-
27th, right?
Yes, 27.
27th
All right, so
of-
that's it. Welcome of constituency.
Yes, please don't forget to
And,
vote for Palgrave Boakye-Danquah. He's the man
Yes.
for the job.
Yes.
Vote for him. Ebuakwa Montumano Ate.
Great.
Vote for Paul Boakye-Danquah. Ebuakwa. But more to manu ya. You bet Chenny be kakra.
And then I'm bet you. And
So-
then I bet you. Then I bet you. If you're here.
Okay.
This is lovely. Thank you.
Thank you very
All
much.
right.
Thank
so,
you too. Oh, I think Palgrave wants to say something.
Sure.
Oh, just to thank you. Rosie is my childhood friend.
Yeah, but I'm 25 and he's 40.
Person, multimedia, Yeshuada, thank you everyone for this love. I'm encouraged. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Listen, where was this cake baked? This cake is different.
You like it. Don't say it.
Joyful.
Let me take this off so that you
Thank
can
you.
continue
On the
with
23rd of
Thank
December, Efia will be in live concert, you know, and it's a concert that you don't want to miss. She's going to be performing with some other Ghanaian artists as well. So it's a concert that you need to make sure that you are attending. It's going to be a lot of memories that you don't want to miss out. And so on the 23rd of December, please do well, grab your tickets and make sure we all go and show Efia some love and dance as well, you know. So Christmas begins from that period. And so fan, you might not just have to even be a fan. If you love good Ghanaian music, it's a reason that you have to be there. So it's going to be a star-studded program. It's Live Connect and Gingam Entertainment that is putting this together. You can grab your ticket ahead of time. The tickets are selling for 200 Ghana cedis. The VIP is going for 350 Ghana cedis and 500 Ghana cedis for the VVIP. All you have to do is to dial *714 *600 # and you buy your tickets from there. For more information, you can also call 05577 10000. And you can also visit www.efialive.com and you can get your ticket from there. It's going to happen at the Accra International Conference Center. You're not missing out that for anything. Please do well and be part of it. Efia Santewa is doing a sing-a-thon from the 24th to the 27th of December. And she's doing over 9 hours of music, singing Ghanaian music. Music, and it's happening at the Aquaba Village Airport. So it's been changed from the Innovation Social Center to the Aquaba Village Airport. We are the official media partners, and GTA is also part of this as well. So yeah, it's going to be an incredible journey. You want to be a part of it. She's putting Ghana on the map, and we all have to come together and support. And Pizza Man, Chicken Man says that go into any of our branches in Accra and Kumasi this Christmas season and grab yourself a good deal. And so we're giving you Christmas, meal that you will never, ever forget. All you have to do is you just walk in there, and we've got a deal that is running for Christmas. And so no food, no payment. Please do not forget. Your food comes and then you make the payment. And so do well and go into any of our branches here in Accra and Kumasi and enjoy that special deal that we're giving to you this Christmas season. And you know our food, man. It's always hot. And so just go ahead and grab some of our foods from any of our branches here in Accra and Kumasi is Pizza Man, Chicken Man, and where good food actually lives. All right, so that's going to be our conversation this morning. On the birthday notes, we're going to be wrapping up. News flash. I'd like to say a big thank you.
But KMJ, before you wrap up, National Service. I've just received an update
good.
from National Service. So they have been paid all their arrests.
Oh, okay.
In fact,
for the 2 months
period. Everything you can just read.
Okay. All right. There's even a
payment
receipt that came with it. Okay.
So National Service has.
That's good. That's good.
So that's a lot of work.
Yeah. Because last week I remember Manasseh saying that it's going to be paid. And so I'm excited for that as well. Adel, thank you so much for coming through this morning. Thank you very much, Palgrave, as well, for coming this morning. The Palgrave Boakye-Danquah, government spokesperson on governance and security, and is also looking forward to taking the MP position at the Boakye North. And for those of you out there, I'm sure you've seen his works and you want to be a part of that family. So please go ahead. The delegates, most importantly, please do well and make sure that you give him the nod to make this happen for the constituency. Adel is also from the NDC, National Communications, and the Director of Operations, Greater Accra Youth Wing. And he's always also been here as a family member, and we appreciate both of them for coming through this morning as well. That's going to be our conversation. There's more coming up here on the show. The big interview is coming up a bit later. We've got Afua Asantua joining us this morning for the big interview. And also in between time, we've got What's Trending coming up as well. So you want to be a part of all our conversations here. And Afani will be dropping by to give us some sports update as well here on the show. My name is KMJ. This is News Flash. Stay with us.